talk about like a Kevin Nguyen stereotype.
I was waiting for someone to talk about Kevin Nguyen.
If you're Asian,
I was waiting for the Kevin Nguyen.
The Kevin Nguyen stereotype is tattoos.
Yes, the pack.
Infamous that everyone kind of knows.
I like that they put that.
That would have been a really
like we enunciate a lot.
Yes,
you sound very Asian.
That's true. He said, "You Asian."
Avoid this particular, race if possible. It's a little bit.
Oh, I kind of want to hear this. I want to know because I dated my Asian men in the past, so I always wondered like, would their parents approve of like what's going on right now, like as we're hanging out? Like, I'm not gonna be like, why don't you want to date outside your race? Like, that is not a problem, and vice versa. Like, if you like people outside of your race, there shouldn't be a problem, and vice versa. If you like people within your race, that shouldn't be a problem. It's a problem for me.
Even though you exist, is that bitch? Bitch, who is this macaron bitch? Murder, 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 murder. Off with the bitch head.
Hopefully you don't leave my home before I die. Tryna f you, baby. Hopefully we don't have no babies. I don't even wanna go back home. Hopefully you don't leave my home. I just wanna bless me.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Yay! Okay, so long time no see. My name is Adeze, aka K9 the Dime. I have two channels. I don't know if you guys knew. If I'm not on this channel, I'm on the other channel, so I'll link both in the description down below. I do music as well, so K9 is kind of just like my music name. So I've been doing a lot on that channel, just doing music, so that's why I'm probably not uploading on here that much, but I am back with a new series that I'm so excited about. It's called Put on the Spot. I'm gonna do a couple of these videos. Y'all can link down any videos that you guys want me to react to down below, but basically it's just gonna be me reacting to videos that I normally watch in my own spare time, but I'm gonna watch it with y'all, and y'all can just hear my honest, brutal opinion. Like, y'all know me, like, I'm very like cutthroat with my opinions. Some people might argue and might not like what I say, or like what I say, and it could start a conversation down below, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna say what I have to say. You guys don't have to necessarily agree, but I'm open to debating. We can debate a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do. Any videos that I do react to, I will link in the description as well, so you guys can see where it's coming from, give credit. But yeah, we can start with the first video. I think this is episode 1, by the way, of Put on the Spot. I think we're gonna be watching. Let me see what we're watching. Okay, so it's gonna be 6 Asians versus 1 secret Latino, odd one out. This is from JUBILEE. So this is gonna be a very interesting video. Without further ado, I guess we can just start reacting to it. So let's give it a look-see.
I'm Asian.
I'm Asian.
I'm Asian.
Oh,
I'm Asian.
I'm Asian. I'm Asian. And I'm Mexicano.
Okay, this might confuse me. Okay.
My name is Adam Pardo. I'm fully Mexican. Both of my parents, they are from Mexico. To trying to learn more language.
He kind of does look Asian though. Am I tripping?
At home, I live and breathe Japanese. My wife is Japanese. I definitely had to be careful to not sound like I memorized stuff. So I created flashcards.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
But I had to.
That's really cool.
Justin. I'm a YouTuber music.
So I guess with learning Japanese and having a Japanese wife, like he can kind of pick up on like some like Asian cultures and like kind of blend in. So I see why they picked him. So this is gonna be a tough one.
And I'm American and I'm Vietnamese. I'm Tejas. I am a student on leave of absence working on a startup called Poppin'. I'm Indian American. I grew up in India and I moved to America for high school.
I'm Justin. I'm 27 years old. I'm a 2nd grade teacher and I'm American and my ethnicity is Filipino.
I'm Ronnie. I'm 18 years old. I work in sales management at a startup and I currently own 2 companies.
Okay.
I'm Korean American.
I'm George. I work in regulatory affairs and I'm also a content creator. I'm Indonesian American.
He said, George, I know you.
25 years old.
The voice. It's probably the voice.
Kenichi. You guys can call me Ken. I'm Japanese American and I work in semiconductor.
Why is his eyes closed though? Like, he doesn't have to be blindfolded. Like, he's the one, obviously, that's the odd one out. So I guess he's allowed to see, but they're thinking everyone else is blindfolded. But why is his eyes closed? Ken. Okay, that's Kevin. You could have went that route. Okay.
Industry. Hello, my name is Edward. I'm 30.
Okay.
Born in San Gabriel Valley.
Okay.
I'm Taiwanese American, and I run a clothing brand.
I was gonna be suspicious
hold
of
on.
anybody who is
Edward kind of got my attention. Let me calm down.
Japanese, Chinese, or Korean, because I feel like culturally it is very popular and language-wise very common and popular to learn. What languages do you guys speak?
Okay, I'm Taiwanese American, and I speak Mandarin. I don't speak any other language, but I kind of understand a little bit of Tagalog, which is from the Philippines.
Okay. I speak a little bit of Vietnamese. I can understand it mostly. It's mostly like a Viet English mix. Like my parents would speak Vietnamese, mostly like commands and stuff.
I'm like 80% fluent.
I relate to that. Like, I'm Nigerian, but like I'm not fluent in because we speak Igbo, or there's like other languages, but Igbo is this language that my parents speak, and I understand like commands. Like, and my mom trying to ask me to get something, like I can hear it, and they'll like mix English and like Igbo together, but I don't really speak it, but I do like have an understanding. But it's my 2 cents. I do know a little bit of Korean, hence why I went to Korea. I was able to kind of navigate and read, but I'm not fluent by any means. But same thing. I kind of got a sense of Korean vocabulary, so that's my 2 cents there.
In Korean.
Indonesian was my first language, and after I moved here, I don't speak it that well, but it's kind of like a broken Indonesian.
I speak like very
So
little.
it's common to be like
South Indian languages, like Malayalam.
half English, half your language.
In Canada. And
Okay.
Hindi. So I can be like very basic.
My man Ken trying to plot right now. He don't know what to say.
I speak Japanese. My parents forced me to speak Japanese at home. My biggest challenge here was not convincing them
He
that
looks
I
so
could
sus.
speak Japanese. My personality is very loud, very friendly. I like to connect with people.
He's doing a good
I had
job.
to build a character that had a congruent background and that was believable.
Should we start with like something like really niche in our ethnicities, maybe?
Okay.
Let's be a little broad for the first round. Yeah, let's be a little broad.
He said broad. Got you.
Ronnie, the Korean guy.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about food?
It's
Food.
good.
That's a good topic.
Well, I mean, like, like,
I feel like it wouldn't help that much because anyone can talk about food.
you guys know, like, the typical street Filipino food
Okay.
in Florida, and, like, there's not a whole lot of Filipinos there, so I felt like
Oh,
if
really?
I really went
I
into
didn't
it and
know that.
talked about the different kinds of foods that they have, that could really, like, show my Asianness, I guess.
I think I
Asianness?
was about to throw like the niche food out there because Japan has a lot of niche food, like
Okay.
very stinky beans, natto. But if I throw it in there, I would look too try hard.
Can we go down the line?
Okay, come on, man,
Everyone
think
say
about
if
it.
They were born in America or they were
Yeah.
born elsewhere. Maybe that.
I was born in America. I was born in America.
Born in America.
Born in America.
Okay.
Indonesia.
Okay. And wait, who said Indonesia?
Me.
I think you said Indonesian, no?
Indonesian. So when I first came here, I noticed that everyone called it Indonesian, but I used to call it Indonesian. I just assimilated. So
Is he trying to?
Do you like martabak?
yeah, that's my favorite.
He's trying to sound. Now he's going. Now he look like he's the odd one out.
Well, martabak, like, are you talking about like martabak manis, martabak betul?
My man can't be
Like,
slipping right
Oh,
now.
he got it.
Not many people know about being Indonesian, despite it being like the 4th most populous country in the world.
I have a question for
Okay.
Ronnie. Yeah, what's up?
Shout out to my
So you
Indonesian
said
people though.
You're born in America?
Yeah.
Where were you born and where'd you grow up?
I've always been around like the OC area.
What
Okay.
part of Korea? are
I'm in
your
the
parents
LA.
South? Not north, definitely not.
Don't do that. Don't do
from? I
that.
asked him what part of Korea is from. He said he's obviously not from North, which I feel like is such a used joke. I feel like that a Korean person wouldn't say that, so I was a little sus of him.
What city?
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, that I don't know. I think my dad is from. Oh no, I went to Korea last summer and we visited his parents. It's like near the mountains. I don't know the exact city name because I've only been to Korea once, and that was my first.
The more you start talking, the more
my
it's gonna
mom's from the same
sound
area as well.
sus.
Even if like you're not close with your parents, I feel like you should still know where.
Because now you're just
Nah, I sound
making
like
yourself
a horrible son
lose.
now. I sound like a horrible son, but nah, I just didn't know. It's not that deep. I just didn't know.
Can we say like our parents' names and like last names? Well, I don't know dox them, but.
How about we go down the line and we say our last name?
Oh, our last name? Okay, my name is Dustin Vung.
Okay.
Teja Srivalsan.
Justin SB. Oh my god, that sounds so white. I'm sorry.
that's-
No, hear me out. Hear me out.
not Asian.
Is no.
That's
SB
not
is-
Asian.
It's there's a whole conspiracy theory that
I never
my
heard of
last
that.
name was shortened. So in the Philippines, it's very Spanish, and it was probably shortened from like Esperanza and Espejo.
Oh, I
Like,
never
my
heard
dad's name
that
is
for a
Joselito.
Filipino name.
Like my family is like very like Spanish
Usually it's like
influenced. I think
Ramirez.
since
like
their cultures are a little
Martinez
bit
or
different than
something.
mine, maybe they just didn't
Ramos.
believe it as much. So who knows?
I have a lot of Filipino friends, so when I heard him like talk a little bit about Filipino last names, I think I felt like I was kind of in his shoes in a way, because as a person who could be mistyped as like someone who's like Latinx, for example, because they have similar last names, I was just only imagining what was going on in his head.
Okay,
like,
I
of
see
him
that.
trying to
I see that.
overcompensate.
Okay.
Do you guys think you guys can tell an Asian American accent?
I think I can.
Like, just based off of how some of you guys are speaking, I feel like I could tell you're Asian American.
Yeah, there's a cadence for sure. I've seen videos recently actually about it. It's like very like we pronounce things very like we enunciate a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, you sound very Asian.
That's true. He said, you Asian.
Justin's blocked. I heard a thing that like we talk like very flamboyant in a way, but like in a kind of Valley Girl adjacent.
Yeah, it's very true because I'm gonna just say there is a cadence to it. Like, I'm just saying, it's not a bad thing. Like, you could just hear by someone's voice that like, okay, like it does sound a little Valley, like almost like what, frat boyish, or like especially when the guys talk. Like, I don't know. That's just what I picked up on, but don't shoot the messenger. Okay, so they gotta pick
Justin. I wasn't for sure about, but I had a feeling it could have been him.
Okay, Edward. I don't know who to vote out.
Honestly,
everyone did a
his name
good job.
was Edward. I was kind of just like voting anyone at all who like created suspicion.
Oh no.
I mean, I feel like the biggest part of my elimination was my name. My name is Justin Kyle SB, and most people would think, first of all, Justin Kyle, very white passing. I thought that in my head, the strategy would have been just like play it honest, and they might think it's like, well, he's probably Asian, just not as Asian as others, you know? But
he sounds like somebody.
Did everyone grow up in Southern California?
No,
I did.
Yeah.
Ronnie did, yes.
I grew up in Northern California.
Okay!
I
grew up in Northern California
Bangalore,
too.
And then I moved to the Bay Area.
Okay, I know that's right.
Santa Mountain, California. Oh, I don't know.
I love the Bay.
Why that noise?
Sorry. So it's like not good. No, they're like, you guys are best friends now.
Well, I only know San Jose because all my family's from there, but
Yeah, I'm actually living in San Jose right now.
You do?
Yeah.
Wait, what brings you to LA then?
For the show.
Wow.
Damn.
Hey, that's like mole level.
Hey, that's mole level, right?
He's trying to not talk too
Like
much.
really rich guys.
Even the way he's
We're not that
standing.
rich, but my family's pretty well off.
I think that's an insane level of commitment. I think Jubilee's great, but if you're coming just to be yourself, I think that's like a little extra. He flew here. Why would you do that? Like, that's crazy.
I got a question about dating. Your parents like specifically tell you don't avoid this particular, race if possible. It's a little bit.
Oh, I kind of want to hear this. I want to know because I always wondered because like I've dated, I dated my Asian men in the past, so I always wondered like would their parents approve of like what's going on right now, like as we're hanging out, like were they told like to avoid, I always wonder. So let me just hear them out because I always wanted to know because they always trying to, I don't know, I feel like they are interested in black girls, or I guess in my case, like I'm a black girl, an Asian guy, like I don't know if they feel like they are scared to be out in public with me, or if I'm their type, or they rather just stay comfortable and just stay within their like community. So I really want to know like what is like going on in the inside, like were they told like, hey, don't date outside your race, like because for me, I know like I'm Nigerian, like preferably it'd be nice that I marry a Nigerian man, but I'm very like open-minded, so I just kind of always wonder like what is it like on their end, or like what it typically is. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think racism is very rampant in Asian culture. Obviously, there's colorism within our own like ethnicities.
That's
at
true.
least for Vietnamese people, like
That's
if you
true.
are pale, you are more beautiful.
Right.
And, I mean, that's in Korean culture too. Like, look at the K-pop industry. Anyone tan cannot be an idol. I always
That's
do
true.
not feel
I see that.
attractive compared to like my peers. And whenever I talk about romance or love life, dating with anyone who's white specifically, I just kind of now locked in. Like, I can't emotionally really connect with them at all, because I always say like we live such different lives, where I'm like, so whenever I'm talking to like one of my friends, I'm like, well, it's different for you, it's always gonna be easy for you. That affects my confidence, because with like the music stuff, with the work stuff, talent can shine through no matter what, but with dating, physicalities is a lot of it. So
Honestly, my parents are very like progressive and didn't really care too much
I like
about
that.
what race of people I dated. I think deep down they prefer that I end up with someone Indian long term, just because like
My parents.
family values and what align.
Right.
But they've honestly been pretty chill. So me in particular, they would definitely say just try to stick to Japanese if you can, right? I think because of the war, in the past they got a little bit of resentment towards certain countries. I'm not gonna mention it, right? But,
we know.
Yeah. I met my wife.
I was gonna say,
I
aren't
was
you
a student over there in Japan? So I think
married
what
to
worked to my
Japanese?
advantage is that they had no nuances of what Mexico was. We have never been in a fight with Japan. Japan and Mexican relationships are pretty good. I had to win them over later, by following their traditions, taking care of their daughter,
and just building a relationship with them. I've been building it over for 15 years.
I respect that. Okay.
We're really comfortable with each other right now.
I think for me, my parents, they never said like, don't date this race. It was always just, please just date a Korean girl. And I mean,
for me as well,
I didn't really
basically.
mind because like my preference is Koreans.
Okay.
So I mean, it just makes it easier in the long run. Like
that's okay, and like that's my thing. Is like, I'm not gonna fault you for having a type, and your type is like your own race or your own culture. Like, I'm not gonna be like, why don't you want to date outside your race? Like, that is not a problem, and vice versa. Like, if you like people outside of your race, there shouldn't be a problem, and vice versa. If you like people within your race, that shouldn't be a problem. It's a problem for me when you date outside your race, but then you secretly want the person within your race, because it's like that's when the fetishizing starts to like come about, because it's like you want to experiment, play around, play with someone's heart, but then and deep inside you always just want to date within your race. That's why I find a problem, because it's like then you're not genuine, then you're just trying to have fun and like, oh well, I have the black girl card, oh I just mess with the Latina. Like, that is an issue, because it's like, why are you going outside your race, playing around? Deep down inside you know what you want. You should already date your type, date what you like, or if you want to explore, you can explore, but just have good intentions. Just don't come into it with like a plan A of like, or plan B or whatever, just a plan of like, oh, I love K-pop idols, so I'm just gonna mess around with the Asian person, and then like, I don't know, like that's kind of weird to me. Like, that's where it's like but like, if you're genuinely curious about a culture, genuinely want to learn somebody, like, that is where it's like, okay, like, I understand. And if you like someone within your culture, like, that's not bad too. Like I feel like he's about to say, like, dating within your culture, like, you guys can share more values. It'd probably be easier down the road, because there are a lot of like marriages that are the same like race and culture. It's probably just easier. I mean, I think to myself, like, if I married a Nigerian guy, like, we would just understand each other, our morals would be the same, I wouldn't have to explain everything to him. But since I feel like I'm more interested to different races, it might be a little bit harder, just because your family is different from my family and we have different traditions, so it could bring more challenges. But I feel like it could be more rewarding, because it's two different worlds coming together. But that's just my 2 cents on that. But
culturally too.
Is your family religious?
Yeah, my dad's actually a pastor. He works in the church.
Your Korean's pretty Korean.
Yeah, that's so Korean. Come on.
That is such a Korean. That is.
I think when he said that, we were like, okay, you're
He said he Asian. Next.
I thought I sounded the most Asian. I'm like kind of whitewashed Asian. I was still like, I'm more Asian than you guys. So why are you guys coming at me?
That's crazy.
Wait, Dejas, I have a question. So, you said you were in India for 12 years.
Correct.
Did you go to like a certain type of school? Did you go to national school? Did you go to?
I went to an international school. Yeah. So
Nice.
I was born in the Bay Area, and 3 months after I was born, my parents scooped that passport, dipped. We went to Bangalore, so I could be raised with like Indian values and close to grandparents, family, and whatnot.
Okay.
And then I moved back right before high school.
Your accent sounds very hip.
Mine? Yeah. I can also speak in an Indian accent, if that would help.
Can you speak the language? Or,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Did you say you speak Gujarati?
Can you say like a sentence real quick?
In which language?
Whoa.
Well, I don't know if the language will actually help
I
that much, because like.
Oh, it's because he doesn't want to speak it.
Well, I could speak Chinese.
Sorry.
Wait,
Okay.
Edward.
Edward, can you rip some Chinese for us?
Rip some Chinese.
Yeah，我的名字是吴爱华，我在南加州长大的。
Huh?
So that means I grew up in Southern California, and my name is Edward.
How can we verify this?
Sounded a little bit.
See, no, my man Ken,
アメリカ生ま
knows.
れ育ちなんだけれども、両親とも2人日本人です。So I just
Period. I know that's right.
He was just too fluent. He was like the most Asian sounding person, so like inherently I was thinking that might be like kind of like a throw off, because you'd automatically assume that someone who sounds like that is from Asia in general.
Halo, ini Ujo.
Oh, hold
Sekarang
on.
aku lagi ngomong tentang
Okay.
bahasa Indonesia.
I think they're onto my man
Sebenarnya
Ken
aku
though.
ngomong bahasa Inggris.
Okay, I like this language I'm hearing.
Well, as you can tell, I'm not like super fluent, so like.
It sounds good to
I'm
me.
already messing up on my words.
It sounds good to me.
안녕하십니까 여러분. 저 이름은 런입니다. 저는 항상 여기 동네에서.
I'm hearing this.
And I basically just said, hello everyone.
Yes.
My name is Ronnie, and I've always been in this area.
Just to protect myself,
Nice.
I'm gonna go with 2 languages. First is Malayalam.
Okay.
Nyan Malayaliana, enike korcha Malayalam Mariam.
Okay.
I'm a Malayali, and I know a little bit of Malayalam. And Tamil is Tamil Teriyama, Yenama Epri Pesenglama.
Okay.
That means, do you know Tamil? How do you speak like that?
You speak Hindi as well?
Thoda samajh mein aata hai.
Okay.
Tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6'1.5".
Ooh.
So my Vietnamese is pretty
Okay,
bad, but
okay.
I'm gonna say my Vietnamese is bad. Tiếng Việt của tôi come to, which is my Vietnamese is bad. I can also count to however long.
I love that. Oh, literally, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Like, yeah, what's
I want to be
Chinese
his
name.
friend. He
Yeah,
seems
Wu
like
Ai Hua.
really cool.
Does everyone have
I could
a
just
name?
tell.
Yes.
I don't. Yeah. But my middle name is Kang.
Okay.
I don't know. My sister's name is Justin Tweeting Boom.
Oh my gosh. No, my first name, Adeze, is Nigerian, but my middle name is Victoria, which is the English name. So like my parents switched it. Like I know some people have like English first names and then like their cultural like middle name, but mine is like switched. So my cultural name is my first name, middle name is the English name.
Okay, so if you got siblings, say their ethnic names too.
My sister, her name is Wu Tanghua.
My sister's name is Yamada Chika.
My brother's name is Gerald, but we call him Raud.
Yeah, I have 4 siblings. My older brother's name is Chung Semin, older sister Chung Serin, younger brother Chung Soyo, younger sister Chung Yizu.
I just have an older sister, and her name is Trisha.
Oh, I used to?
You have like an ethnic name, but your sister doesn't. So I guess that just like made me turn my decision from you could possibly be the person who's not Asian.
My sister's name, Vietnamese name is Thuy Thien, but I have 2 other brothers, but we're also all just like, they have the same name for me, except their names Daniel and Derek.
Okay. The Asians will now vote for who they think is fake.
When we brought up the question about the sister,
okay, I suspected he was going to be
it was a very common American name.
In terms of the consensus of like the most suspicious thing said, like I think you said
my man Ken has been avoiding the
questionable, and I also
he's been doing pretty good. I think they were suspicious of him, but the other people were like kind of ratting themselves out. So
I just
he said, "Bro,
I think
bro."
it was probably to do with when I said my sister's name is Trisha, and I think that's like a pretty like normal name. I think there's people of every ethnicity and background with that name. It is also an Indian name, and they were all saying like far more like ethnic sounding names. And I said it pretty nonchalantly because I thought it was like kind of obvious after I spoke 2 languages that I would not be the mole. But yeah, that didn't really work.
Now you get to decide whether or not you want to continue the game. If everyone feels confident that you have already caught the mole, then you can end the game now. But if the majority has doubt, the game will continue. Please raise your hand if you want to continue playing the game. Majority rules, the game is
over. Let's see the reaction.
Are y'all serious? I feel like we could have got
He said, hold on. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Series, like 2 people out and we want to
risk it. Bring that game back.
Still. I was a bit annoyed, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm going to turn the lights red or green.
Dustin said, hold on.
Green, that means you have voted out the mole and you win. If the lights turn red, that means the mole is still in the box and you lose it. 3.
Ken is feeling himself right now.
1.
He's feeling himself.
The light is red. You have lost.
You lost.
We will now.
I want to see the reaction so badly.
2, 1. Take off your blindfold.
Dang.
I was really happy that at first nobody gave me a single vote. I think in the second round either nobody voted for me. To be honest, my biggest concern was not my Japanese. It was my English.
Ken's accent was.
You know what? I think he said he was Mexican. He kind of like acts Asian. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be stereotypical, I swear. But like, just the way he's sitting and like talking, like he picks up some of like the way like it almost like feels like he's Asian. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. That gotta make sense to somebody out there. You know, just like the way he's like talking, like, you know. And I'm not trying to be like no racist, bro. Like I'm just saying what I'm seeing. But yeah.
Like a Japanese accent to regular, and then he went back to a Japanese accent, and that's when I started catching on.
The people that we did vote off, I thought they were more of a mole than him.
Wait, so what is it?
Okay, he did a good job.
I'm actually fully Mexican, born and raised in Tijuana, Mexico. So I learned Japanese by myself.
For fun, or like what's fun?
At first it was for fun, but then it got like serious. I went to study in Japan. I work for a global Japanese company right now. My wife is from Kyoto, from Japan. I think Japanese culture really complements my personality and my ethnicity. We Mexicans, we like to party. We're really loud. I think that when I go to Japan,
it complements
this other side of myself.
I love
that. I'm more polite. I'm more respectful. I really am fascinated.
I can see
by
that.
how opposite they are, but at the same time, how so many commonalities as human beings.
Right.
You sound like you're from Orange County.
Oh no, everyone tells me I have the OC accent.
I thought I'd do really well being able to see any like Southern California.
Yeah.
But I will say, like,
Southern
I think
California
for
Asians.
You, it was a little hard because you're international.
I believed you.
No, it was just so unbelievable that you can know that many languages.
Had we gone forward with the game, I was gonna talk about like a Kevin Nguyen stereotype.
I was waiting for someone to talk about Kevin Nguyen.
If you're Asian,
I was waiting for the Kevin Nguyen.
The Kevin Nguyen stereotype is this archetype of an Asian. They're known to be Vietnamese. They have a specific look to them.
The car.
They're just like a boy.
Yes.
They dress in a certain way.
Yes, I'm very familiar with this.
Tattoos.
Yes, the pack.
Infamous that everyone kind of knows.
I like that they put that.
That would have been a really good indication if you were Asian or not.
I don't think there's like one single thing that unites us all.
Them
we all share like a lot of the similar characteristics, but I don't think that there's like one uniting factor that immediately screams Asian.
Now I can release my Mexicanness. I want to bring my giant Mexican hat.
That's so cute. Hey. Oh, you went cash?
Viva Mexico.
That's so cute. I love that. Okay, and he bowed at the end with Japanese. That's how you do a freaking video. But anyways, that's the end of that reaction video. That was so funny. I actually really enjoyed this video. I have no regrets. Let me know what y'all think down below. What y'all think about Kevin New and stereotypes. I think that'd be a funny discussion. Let me know about the video in general. Link in the description down below if you guys want to watch it yourselves. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Tune in for the next episode. Well, I love y'all. Thank you, glitches, my pups. I love y'all. Love y'all. Oh yeah, check my Instagram down below, TikTok down below, everything down below. Catch me on social, DM me. Y'all already know what time it is. All right. No bars.